video that Caitlin Clark worked out, it would have averaged more numbers, more viewership than Rivals. Like, I mean that. Like, it genuinely is, it's scary, this type of hype.
Since Clark entered the league, attendance at Fever games has more than tripled. Merchandise sales have soared. And now, sportsbooks are reflecting that same excitement.
If I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person.
Made the decision to nationally televise a preseason WNBA game, it was a major shift in priorities, and it was all because of Caitlin Clark.
Guys, I'm here to tell you, this is the first time an exhibition game has been picked up ever in WNBA history. And we already know why they're picking up this game. This should come as no surprise to nobody why they decided to pick up this very game. And I'm here to tell you, the first letter of this young lady's name start with a C, and the last letter of this lady's last name ends with a K. Caitlin Clark, baby.
The Fever's exhibition matchup in Iowa wasn't just another warm-up, it was historic. According to the New York Times, it marked the first time in WNBA history that a preseason game received national television coverage.
ESPN.
This isn't just hype. This is the pressure, politics, and power plays of the WNBA exposed. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA is undeniable. As she enters her second season with the Indiana Fever, the buzz surrounding her continues to grow. Bettors are increasingly backing the Fever to win the WNBA Finals, a testament to Clark's influence on the team's prospects. According to ESPN, the Fever have seen a significant surge in betting interest, reflecting the high expectations placed on Clark and her teammates. Clark's presence has also led to unprecedented media coverage. ESPN is set to broadcast the Fever's preseason game against Brazil's national team, marking the first time a WNBA preseason game will be nationally televised. This decision underscores the Caitlin Clark effect and her ability to draw national attention to the league. Since Clark entered the league, attendance at Fever games has more than tripled. Merchandise sales have soared. And now, sportsbooks are reflecting that same excitement. Bettors are backing the Indiana Fever as dark horse contenders to win the WNBA Finals. Think about that. A team that struggled to stay relevant just a year ago is now being taken seriously by Vegas odds makers, only because Caitlin Clark is wearing their jersey. But behind the spotlight, something darker is growing. Double NBA champions are speaking out. WNBA players are turning cold, and now she's being forced to defend her very identity. Why is Caitlin Clark facing backlash after changing the game? How did a girl once kicked out of class for being too good at sports become one of the most controversial names in basketball? And what is ESPN really planning with her rise? While ESPN is happily capitalizing on the Caitlin Clark effect, players around the league are asking tough questions. Why are their games still stuck in bad time slots? Why are some teams not getting similar coverage, despite winning more games or having longer legacies? This has created a strange paradox. Clark is single-handedly raising the league's profile, yet that same spotlight is dividing the WNBA's core. It's no longer just about basketball, it's about who gets the attention and why. In a candid conversation with David Letterman, she acknowledged her privilege as a white athlete and expressed gratitude for the black women who laid the foundation for the WNBA. Clark emphasized the importance of recognizing and honoring those contributions. As the Fever prepare for the upcoming season, all eyes will be on Clark to see how she continues to shape the league's narrative. But it's not just what she's doing on the court, it's what she's representing. A shift, a disruption, a future that looks different than the past. Players from past generations built the league through struggle, resilience, and unity. They didn't have primetime games or billion-dollar networks backing them. They carved out space where there was none. So for them, watching a rookie rise so fast, with the full backing of ESPN and corporate America, feels like a slap in the face. It feels like the rules suddenly changed, and no one told them. Therefore, the backlash isn't just about Caitlin Clark, it's about what she symbolizes. She's not just a player anymore, she's a turning point, But even in the middle of the storm, Clark has shown unusual composure. She doesn't take the bait. When race is brought into the conversation, she doesn't dodge it. She faces it. When she appeared on My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman, she addressed the racial dynamics in the WNBA head-on. She said, "Black women built this league. They deserve all the credit." Clark made it clear she doesn't take her platform for granted and wants to use her voice responsibly.
Into the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career. But also, I grew up a fan of this league from a very young age. Like, my favorite player was Maya Moore. Like, I know what this league was about. And like I said, like, it's only been around 25 plus years. So I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And that's something I'm very aware of.
Despite the scrutiny, Clark remains focused on her game and acknowledges the challenges of trans. In an interview with Sports Illustrated, she discussed the increased physicality and faster pace of the WNBA, emphasizing her commitment to adapting and improving.
Caitlin, slower start than you really got into it. What was your first impression of your first game in the W?
I thought it was physical. I don't know, obviously it wasn't like the best start in the first half for myself.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates.
Not even legends like Sue Bird or Diana Taurasi got this treatment during their rookie seasons. Therefore, ESPN's move wasn't just a broadcast, it was a signal to the rest of the sports world. Caitlin Clark is the draw now.
It is no secret that the Indiana Fever are by far the most popular team in the WNBA, and I'm so glad that we are finally just, I don't know if admitting it is the right word, but they're finally
Top of my bucket list.
Caitlin Clark is everywhere, but not everyone is happy about it. She's getting ESPN to break records for preseason coverage. Bettors are backing her Indiana Fever to win it all, and even her fashion choices are making headlines. However, Clark's rapid rise has not been without controversy. Two-time NBA champion Michael Thompson recently claimed that some WNBA players harbor resentment towards Clark for 4 reasons: her race, her popularity, her style of play, and the media attention she receives. Caitlin Clark doesn't just play basketball, she dominates headlines, and not all of them are about the game. But one of the more unexpected headlines came not from the court, but from the Masters. Yes, the golf tournament. Photos of Clark in a sleek black outfit at Augusta went viral, with men's journals saying she turned heads. While some praised her for breaking into another traditionally male-dominated space, others accused her of attention-seeking. It seemed even Clark's wardrobe choices were now open to public debate. Therefore, the line between athlete and celebrity continues to blur for Clark, the face of the WNBA. But here she is, whether the league is ready or not. And the spotlight isn't going anywhere. As the season approaches, every move Clark makes will be under a microscope. Every pass, every tweet, every post-game comment, scrutinized by teammates, fans, and critics alike. The WNBA has never seen a figure like her. Not someone with this much market power. Not someone who could shift an entire media landscape with one broadcast deal. Not someone who could break Vegas. But it's not just what she's doing on the court. It's what she's representing. A shift. A disruption, a future that looks different than the past. Players from past generations built the league through struggle, resilience, and unity. They didn't have primetime games or billion-dollar networks backing them. They carved out space where there was none. But here's the twist. The more successful Caitlin Clark becomes, the more the league will have to answer for the choices it's made, about who gets promoted, about who gets paid, about who gets protected, and who gets left behind. And with the Fever now favored by bettors to make a deep playoff run, with ESPN giving her the platform, and with the league's future literally riding on her shoulders, the question is no longer can she handle the pressure.
I mean, it's common sense, right? That when a whole bunch of new people join, in large part because of Caitlin Clark, they then get interested in other things. They then start following other teams. And
the platform then becomes bigger for new stars to rise.
Because as much as the league says it wants parity, it's clear they're building their brand around one name, one player, one phenomenon. And her name is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark didn't ask to
Kira K. Dixon, and today Caitlin Clark is under the umbrellas. Welcome, Caitlin.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Well, I heard that it's your first time at Augusta National. So what are the impressions so far?
Oh gosh, I mean, like, this is a place that's on literally everyone's bucket list. Was top of my bucket list.
Caitlin Clark is everywhere, but not everyone is happy about it. She's getting ESPN to break records for preseason coverage. Bettors are backing her Indiana Fever to win it all, and even her fashion choices are making headlines.
Which is completely strange to me, bro. And it's just weird, dog. It's just weird to me that they would say this about Caitlin Clark. Hell, because whoever they plan is going to get the views too.
So, like, the non-Caitlin Clark games continue to rise. They don't rise to the level of Caitlin Clark games, but the non-Caitlin Clark games continue to rise, and people keep fighting over the context. And the way I've tried to put this is there is no with and without Caitlin Clark. It's not like it does this with Caitlin Clark, it does this without Caitlin Clark. It's all in conjunction with Caitlin Clark.
Social media erupted recently when a false rumor spread that Clark was buying the Salisbury House and Gardens in Des Moines and converting it into a homeless shelter. The Des Moines Register had to step in and clear the air. The story was completely fabricated, but this wasn't an isolated incident. Another viral claim, this time from Facebook, said Clark was secretly buying the historic mansion for personal use. WHO13.com confirmed there was no truth to that either. These kinds of false headlines show just how extreme the public obsession with Clark has become. Whether it's golf photos, real estate rumors, or race-based criticism, she is constantly under a microscope. And while Caitlin Clark never seems rattled publicly, you have to wonder what this level of constant attention really feels like behind the scenes.